Now, today's session is about stop juggling chats. So, Zoho TeamInbox to your rescue. So, we're going to talk about how Zoho TeamInbox acts as a solution if you're a person who's trying to handle multiple channels, multiple communication channels. That's the topic for today. And I'm Priyanka, as I already introduced myself. I'll be the presenter for today's session. And I also have my team joined here with me. I have Rahab and Jafrina. So, if you have any questions while the session is going on, don't hold back. You can post them all in the Q&A segment that you can find at the bottom. You have a question icon. Click on that and you can post your questions there. We have a team ready to give you all the answers you need. Now, the agenda for today's session is here. First, we'll be talking about the communication challenges. So if we are handling multiple communication channels, what are the challenges that we are facing? And if we are facing the challenges, is there a solution in a form of digital way to handle all of them? That will be the first topic. And if you are a solopreneur or small business owner or an influencer, this webinar is especially for you. And then we'll be talking about the game-changing capabilities of the solution I'm going to propose today. And then we'll be seeing the demo of how this product can be set up. Okay, so this is the agenda we have planned for today. And the first topic is multi-channel communication. Now, let's say I am an influencer. It is highly important for me to have an account in multiple channels. So if a brand wants to reach out to me, for me to create a content for them, they need to be, able to reach out to me in any of the communication channels that they use, right? And let me say, if I'm a small business owner, I run a sari business. In that way as well, I should be able to access all of the communication channels. So if at all any of my customer wants to reach out to me, they should be able to easily do that. And when we talk about customers or users, they are not ones who would be familiar with all of the communication channels there is. Maybe you could have a set of audience who would be extensively using Instagram, and you would have a different set of audience who would be using extensively WhatsApp. They may have an account in a lot of communication channels, but it is normal or natural for people to use only certain or a specific channel on a day-to-day basis, isn't it? So when that is the case, we as influencers or small business owners should be ready and alert in all of these communication channels. Will we be able to do that? Of course, yes, with the solution I'm going to propose today. And I'm going to also point out some of the advantages of using multi-channel communication. One is customer convenience. Let's say your customer is only using WhatsApp. They are not very familiar with Facebook or Instagram. Though they have an account, they haven't extensively used those products. Then the familiar product they've been using will be WhatsApp. So it'll be convenient for them to use the mode that they are preferring to use. Then you have increased reach. If you have an account in all of these channels that I'm talking about, let's say Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp, if you have an account in all of these things, and if you're able to streamline your communication, if you're also able to handle all of them in one place, then you have an increased reach to the audience, right? And when you have an increased reach to the audience, when you are able to streamline your communication across these channels, it's going to improve your responsiveness to your customer, leaving them happy with your service. Now, though I'm telling you there's a lot of advantage with multi-channel communication, I cannot hide that there are a few challenges, and I'm sure all of us would be able to accept that these challenges are being faced by us on a day-to-day basis. First is app switching overload. It's common that we would be using email, maybe if you want to send out a contract or even an image, or if you want to send out some forms which the customer has to fill, etc. like that. In situations like that, you need to use your email. And then comes your Instagram. If you're using that for your marketing purpose, obviously you would have your customer reaching out to you via Instagram. And you also have Facebook and WhatsApp. So when you have so many channels, you would be switching between these channels to stay on track of the latest updates. Let's say somebody is reaching out to you, you need to be able to contact them. You need to be able to check frequently across these applications. Now, what are we doing? We are switching again and again and again, which is consuming a lot of time. And I'm sure we would have definitely, gotten confused at some point where we would remember the customer's name, what they sent, but we would not remember where exactly did we receive that. Was it email? Was it Instagram? Was it Facebook? We would have this doubt. And you would also have doubts like maybe I would want to follow up with this customer. but I don't remember where exactly the customer was. Or I received a very important contract today, but again, I don't remember which exact application I received the same. So when you are switching between application, it is quite natural for us to miss these details. That's app switching overload. And then you have limited team collaboration. Let's say you have 2, 3 people working with you. Okay. In that case, when you are dealing with a particular order, if you want to talk to the logistics, if you want to gain more information from your colleague, asking this person immediately wants this to be delivered. So is the logistics available for the same? Is the package, can the packaging be done in the time being? So if you want to ask these questions to your colleague, you need to also give them the context, right? So when you're talking to them over a call, and there is a lot of chances that they miss out on the important details, maybe the name of the customer, the PIN code of the customer, and what exactly the logistic partner you're talking about. It could be any detail, but there is an opportunity for them to miss or not entirely capture the context you are trying to convey to them. In that case, there is a limited team collaboration because you don't have any collaboration tool in your applications across applications together. Then you have message prioritization struggles. So you're receiving about 10 different orders for a day, okay? And among them, 2 is very important. In that case, how would you prioritize? How would you give it an indication that this is important for me? And if your colleague is also having the credential to the same account, how would they know? How would you convey it to them? So is there an indication that you can give it in the particular application? Think about it. There is a lot of situation where we are left with only communicating individually or via chat in a different mode, conveying messages that way, which is not contextually conveyed and also brings in a lot of confusions, right? And then you also have accountability gap. When you receive orders, it is natural for you to, delegate and work between yourselves. In that case, who handled what should be recorded. Let's say there was some mishap with some of the order that you did a month back, and you are being asked questions about that after a month. So you should know who handled that particular order and what exactly the track record of the particular order is. For you to see this, you need to be able to having to see a record in the particular tool that you use. Do you have that? I'm sure it is very difficult to search for a particular customer or the order that they give and in which of these applications did they give you. So for you to track back all of these information, it's going to be quite difficult, isn't it? So the accountability gap also comes into picture because of this. Now, I'm sure we are all able to relate to one of these or all of these problems when we are using these communication channels, right? Now, what is the solution then? Before I go into the solution, I'm just going to show you some real-time examples of how this can actually affect you. Here, as you can see, a brand emails an influencer, okay, saying that we have a 15,000 rupees collaboration offer, okay, and we would like to collaborate with you and we would want you to create a content for us. The influencer checks all other platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, etc., but they forgot to check the email, okay. In that case, when they actually check the email, it is pretty late now. And once after they check the email, they are forwarding it to the respective person for them to take care of it. But when they reply to the brand, it is very, very late, right? So no response sent on time is itself is a bad reputation, isn't it? Now, what this has cost the influencer loses 15,000 rupees deal, and it's also a waste of time for the brand and for themselves, and it also risks their reputation, or rather even leaves them at a bad reputation. Then you also have another example here. Let's say a customer sends a WhatsApp query about a jewelry order, okay? So when you are receiving an order as such, let's say 2 different people reply to that without knowing the prior person has handled it or another person has handled it. In that case, you are sending out replies to the same person, but from different perspectives. Now the customer receives varied responses and feels baffled which advice to take. Now this customer leaves a negative review because of that, because the customer feels there isn't a collaboration between the team itself. And how would they be able to give me quality service? So they leave a negative review online, and this again spoils the reputation of the company. So for us to avoid these things, I'm going to propose a solution for you. What is the solution about? Now, imagine you're receiving an email. Okay, as this says, the brand email appears in the unified inbox. That is a solution where you have a unified inbox where all of your channels are going to be connected. WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, even your email. So all of this is going to be connected in one particular unified inbox. So that there is no way you can miss out an email or an Instagram chat or a WhatsApp chat, etc. Then the influencer gets a real-time notification. In your mobile application, you will receive real-time notification. Instead of you receiving notification from all applications together, you can have it as one application where all of your notification will be sent to you in a streamlined manner. Then, once after you receive it, you have options in this solution where you can assign it to a person saying, you take care of this. And the message is clearly conveyed here. It is not over call, it's not over text, it's a process where you assign it to them. Once after you assign, whoever you assigned the particular process would be able to take it up. And it also says with a tag for priority, which means, so I told you, it is quite important that we prioritize the messages and deal with the ones that needs your immediate attention, right? How would you give it an indication that it is a priority? That's where tagging comes into place, where you can tag, this is a very priority message, I want you to immediately attend to it. And then the manager responds and secures the deal. Now the influencer lands the deal, saves time, and boosts the brand partnership. Now, this is a very good example with the solution I'm proposing. Another example, you're receiving a WhatsApp query that appears on the unified inbox again. Since the WhatsApp, the email, the Instagram message, all coming into the same inbox, it's very easy for you to track all of your messages. Amit gets a real-time notification on the mobile and sees the query. Amit assigns the query to Priya, avoiding duplication. Again, when you assign to the person, when you say this is your job, you would avoid duplication, where both of them will be working on the same order. You wouldn't do that again because you're getting to assign it. Also, there are few scenarios when people would think, the first person would think the second person would do it. The second person would think the first person would do it, but neither of them would do it. That case, instead of duplication of work, you would face no work done at all. That can also be avoided if you're able to clearly assign task and work. Now let's say Amit has assigned it to Priya. Priya responds within hours and Amit converts the inquiry to a lead. Now the customer is very happy, the sale has been done and the time has been saved as well, isn't it? Now this is a solution we are trying to bring it to you. The solution name is Zoho TeamInbox. Now, Zoho TeamInbox is your all-in-one communication hub where all of your communication will be brought into your mobile gadget, be it your Facebook or your Instagram or your email. All of that is brought into one particular platform. And it is quite easy for you to track all of your chats and also prioritize and work on them. Not just to prioritize, you can easily delegate. You can also manage your tasks quite easily by prioritizing them, by giving them tags, etc. And this can be easily set up. All of this will be covered in this webinar as to how you can set up, how you can move forward with the application. Here are some of the advantages I wanted to point out when we talk about the solution. First is the unified inbox. So that we are clear, where we are bringing in channels such as Facebook, WhatsApp, email, Instagram, etc. inside one inbox. So there is no way you can miss out on any of the messages, because switching between application can leave you at a confusion where you would have thought, I just checked my WhatsApp, but you would have checked your Instagram. And you would say that I just received a message in Facebook, but that would have been your WhatsApp. So this particular confusion can be easily tackled if you're using a unified inbox. Then, uncomplicated collaboration. If you want to convey something to a person, it is quite easy via this tool where you can simply convey to them via a comment where contextually you're talking about it. Or let's say you received an order via email, you can talk about the email in that email itself to your colleagues. So there's a contextual conversation and discussion happening. Instead of you having to talk to them in a way that, did you see that email? It came on this date. This was the name of the customer. So it is quite difficult for the person to map their memory to that particular query and then talk about the details and then remember those details. It's quite difficult that way. Even if you're going to send it via chat on a different mode, the advantage of using such a tool is missed out. Then you have efficient task management. When you want to manage your task, I'm sure in our business, let it be influencer or a solopreneur or a small business owner, every order, everything that we do has to be considered as a task, and we have to prioritize and work. What needs to be done right now? What can be done in an hour, in a day, in a week? So we have to prioritize that way, and we have to get to it for us to be on top of our productivity, isn't it? So does this platform, does this solution that I'm proposing to you allows you to do that? Exactly, yes. You can efficiently manage your task by prioritizing and working with them. And you also have enhanced transparency. You don't really have to worry about who has done what, the accountability getting missed. All of this can be easily avoided if you're using a solution that is Zoho TeamInbox. Here, in this solution, when you assign to the person, you're literally letting them know this is your responsibility. And you can also take up your responsibility saying, all of this can be taken care of me, taken care by me today, or I'll do it in the next 2 hours. I can fix tasks for myself. I can take up tasks for myself. When I do this, it is recorded in the application. So even after a month, even after a year, I want to check up on this particular customer's deal. I can literally do that. I can go and check what all has happened with the particular customer, who has dealt with it, and what was the result, or what was the thread about. I can read all of these things in the application itself. So none of your records goes unnoticed. And then you have clutter-free inbox. I'm sure we would have okay, let's just imagine this scenario where we would again remember a particular customer's name in the right platform only, but it'll be difficult for us to search for the particular customer because we would have forgotten maybe you could have the same customer names, etc. like that. So these scenarios will put you into confusions as to correctly finding the particular customer or the deal or the task that you're trying to achieve, right? So this solution will give you a clutter-free inbox where everything is laid out to you in a very clear manner. You can categorize your messages in a way. I'm sure you would have heard about folders in emails, right? You would have also used that extensively if you are a person who extensively uses emails, right? Just like that. What if I tell you that TeamInbox also allows you to deal with your chats like folders? You can put them into folders as an inbox, and you can deal with them. You can categorize them. So in that way, all of that is laid to you in a very clear manner, and there is no space for confusions. Now, I'm going to answer some of the questions I hope has popped in your mind. Okay, the first question could be, what are all the channels I can add into this inbox? Mail, WhatsApp business conversation, Instagram direct messages, and Facebook Messenger. All of this can be added to TeamInbox. Then, can I collaborate with my colleague right within the application? Yes, we have all the collaboration tools and features within the application itself. I'm going to just list out some of the collaboration features that really stands out in the application. First goes shared inbox. Okay, I suppose most of us would know what a shared inbox is, but still I'm just going to go ahead and let you know how this works. So here, as you can see, as the picture depicts, here each of the user has an inbox. Okay, but when we run a business, we usually have one email ID that all of us use together, right? That's when shared inbox comes into the picture. Okay, so let's say if you are doing or maybe book business, okay, you say book at yourdomain.com. Okay, when you have such email ID, you would be sharing it around for your marketing purpose, and when people reach out to you, okay, it will be one inbox as such. Okay, the three users will have their own credential to log into their account. It wouldn't be a shared credential, it will be their own personal credential, and when they log in, they will log into the same inbox. Isn't that easy? Because all of us, if we are going to handle different inboxes, it's going to be a chaos. It's going to be difficult for us to handle all the emails because we will have difficulty addressing the customer's query because we wouldn't have context if at all the customer has reached out to 2, 3 email IDs together. But here, it'll be just one email ID, one shared inbox, and when the customer reaches out to you, you can assign and work accordingly, right? So all of your responses are also recorded, and you are clear as to who's taking what task. And here by task, I mean the emails, okay? And then we have task assignment. Now, this is what I've been saying, assigning the message, assigning the mail. So here, as you can see in the GIF, you can easily assign a message, right? On the top, you will have an assign option available. You can click on that, and immediately your agents or the people you work with will be listed out to you. Don't worry about the configuration. I'll let you know how the configuration works, but let's just know. Here, you will have all of your organization members listed to you. You can choose the person to who you want to assign it. Okay, for example, if you want to assign it to the person who takes care of logistics, okay, you can simply click on the assign to option and you can assign it to him. And then we have tag assignment. Now, wherein tags comes into the picture is tags allows you to actually categorize your messages even more, right? So let's say if you have 2 different products, or rather purpose specifically you want to categorize, okay? So when you receive a set of messages, maybe someone would have asked about how fast the delivery would be. Another person would have asked about what are the colors the products are available in. Another person would have asked about what is the range. So when you have so many messages together, you can easily tag them saying this is cost, this is color, this is about the delivery. When you tag them like that, you don't have to open the mail every time or the message every time for you to entirely read the conversation to understand what the query is about. Rather, you can give it a tag as to who needs to handle it or when it can be handled depending on the tag you give. Obviously, we would know depending on the tag, which is the priority tag and which is not, right? This tag assignment can really be a game changer for you to improve your productivity. And then we have real-time collaboration. In real-time collaboration, we have the comments option available. What does it do is, in any of the messages, okay, let's say a person is reaching out to me asking for if the product can be customized in a certain way, okay, I want to ask my designer about it. So for me to talk to him, him or her, I need to be able to communicate contextually, saying this person is asking, and these are the instructions, and these are the expectations from the customer. So I have to talk about these details for my designer to understand. Instead of me just having to call or just chatting in a different platform, the designer may be confused at some point because he or she did not see the message at all. But rather, in the very same message or in the very same email, if I'm able to comment, it'd be quite easy for the person to understand, right? As you can see, the comment is being commented on the particular message or in the particular mail itself. You can have a contextual discussion in the mail or the chat, and you can take a solid conclusion as to what needs to be done, and then you can reply, right? So this also helps you to collaborate in a different level, and this will give you much more clarity than the conventional methods. And then we have moving messages between inboxes, right? Why exactly is that? So maybe let's say if you have 2 different products that you are dealing with, okay? In that case, when you receive emails or messages in the same WhatsApp or same mail ID, you can have 2 different inboxes as well, but you can just put them in different inboxes so you can categorize them and you can work along with them. Right. So this moving inboxes can be used for purpose specifically as well. You can categorize them depending on the product or the customer or whatever specification or whatever categorization you wish to do, you shall do that easily using this moving between inbox feature. I'm just going to play this for you to see how this is done. Right. So here is a particular message which I would like to move. You have move to option available there at the bottom. Click on that and you will be listed with all the inboxes that you have. You can choose the inbox to which you want to move it to. All right. So if you want to add a note while you are moving, you can do that and you can continue to move it. So this is moving between your inbox, and then you have internal discussions. Now, why this internal discussion is important is in any company, in any business that we do, we will have a lot of brainstorming sessions and we will have a lot of feedback or suggestions we would want to put forth. But do we actually record this somewhere? Mostly not. But this could be a really good addition for the people who newly joined, or for people who came across a similar idea. So for them, this needs to be recorded somewhere, where all of you use a particular tool. It needs to be at least recorded there, right? TeamInbox exactly allows you to do that. Where here, let's say if you are trying to market your product in a different way, okay, you have few ideas for that. You can go to this particular segment that says discussions. Okay, this is quite easy for you to access. You just have to go to the settings and there you have discussions. Click on that and there you can post the message which you want to discuss. Okay, you can say, I have these marketing ideas. If you have anything else that we can add on to it, or if you want to make any changes to that, you can feel free to let me know. In that discussion or in that post, people get to comment. Okay, people can say whatever suggestions they have or whatever they felt was really good to try out. They can give you those comments. So you can brainstorm the idea within the tool itself, and it is going to be saved in the tool. So whenever you want to go and see those ideas, it is kept specifically in a space where you can go and refer to, instead of it getting missed out in a group chat that you've been doing. Right? So that is the exact difference between using applications for its necessary purpose. That's internal discussions for you. And I think we are done with the significant features. TeamInbox has a lot of features which will be really, really useful for you. And I highly encourage all of you to try out the application. And I've mentioned some of the significant features now. Now let's move on to the next question. Is it easy to use the application while I'm on the go? We understand. Most of the time, our business happens while we are traveling, where we have to take the order. We cannot just sit in one place and take care of our business, because we will want to check out the dealership. We won't want to check out the logistics. We want to check out a lot of things which we have to travel around and do. Right? In that case, can we still run the business? Yes. We have our mobile application where all of the application or all of the features I spoke about right now and all of the capabilities I spoke about right now is found within the mobile application itself, right? It is all found within the mobile gadget. It is very, very easy to use. The options and the features available are all self-explanatory. And also it also supports cross-platform, where if you're using an iOS or an Android, it is still available in each of these as well. All right. And is it affordable? The very important question. Is it affordable? Yes. Our pricing starts from just 49 rupees per month. You can scan this QR code. You can scan and you will have the pricing shown to you in your mobile screen, right? I'll also show this particular QR code at the end of the session, and you'll be able to download the application from your App Store, from your Google Play as well. If this application really intrigues you, give it a try. And the pricing starts from 49 rupees, but we also have a free plan. If you would like to just give it a try, see if it really is useful to you, you can also use our free plan, which is available. And later on, if you want to upgrade to a paid plan, that is totally up to you. And now, can you show me how easy it is to set up? Let's say you have fallen in love with this particular product and you would like to know how the configuration part works. Here it is. First, the sign up happens, okay? You have to go into the application and there you have to give in these details. The first detail you'll be giving is the name. You can give in your full name, and then you will be asked for the email address. So once after you fill in the email address, you will have to fill in your passwords. So make sure when you are giving in your password, let it be a very strong password that you create, because most of the time we give in passwords which are very easy to crack, and that again leads to a lot of account breaches. So let's not give way for all of those things. Make sure to create a very strong password here. All right. So once after you've given the password, and once you confirm it by re-entering it, you will be asked for the phone number, and then you can sign up for free. Okay. Initially, you can sign it up for free and you can try out the product, and then you can upgrade one of the paid plans, which gives you even more features, or one that suits your business better. Okay. Let's just see the entire process of how this is being done. Yeah. So a verification code will be sent to your mobile number once after you've given your mobile number. And once you verify it, the account will be set up. Once after the sign up, you will be taken to the organization creation page. You just have to give in your business name, okay? Or what is your company called? You just have to give it that. So once after you've given that information, the organization will be successfully created. And then you can move into creating your channels, okay? Here you can click on add channel, as you can see at the bottom. So once you create add channel here, right, you can create your email channels. All right. So email channel is where if you have a group email ID to which your customers are constantly reaching out, it will be really useful for you if you configure it in this tool. Okay. You can say from when the sync needs to happen. And that's it. On the bottom, you'll have a new option available. Click on that. And then you will be clicking on channels. And there you can give it a name for the channel that you want to create for your email channel. If you have a specific name, you shall give it that. And then you can give in the email ID. So once after you've given the email ID, here you'll be taken to the page such as this. Choose IMAP. And then you can say from when the emails has to sync. I suppose already your business is really booming and it's going really good. The customers have already reached out. So if you want to have a track of all of those data as well, you can sync your data from previous time, from a period of time, and then you can continue from there. This is email channel for you, and this is Facebook, where you can choose new again and then choose new channel. Give it a name for your Facebook channel as well. And then choose the type of channel you want to create, which will be Facebook. And then you will be taken to a page where you have to authenticate your account. Okay, so whichever is your business Facebook account, you can give in those details and you can configure the same in the application. So once after you do this, you will be asked to choose the page which you would like to sync. Okay, you can choose the specific page and you can sync it here. All right, so this is how you configure your Facebook channel. And once after you configure Facebook channel, it's pretty easy for you to configure your Instagram channel as well, which is mapped to your Facebook. Now, we've come to the end of the session now. This is the information I want you all to take forth. If you want a product demo to be set up, if you would like to know more about the product, please take note of this information, which is pre-sales at Zoho TeamInbox.com. Okay, take a note of this information. If you would like to reach out to us after this session, this is the email ID you have to reach out to, right? I really hope the session was fruitful to all of you, and I hope to see you all in the next session as well. Thank you so much.